Okay, we know what that means. If you don't know, well, I'll have a look. Anyway, we're going to find out what's going on. How you doing? And your name is?
Stephanie
And
Merrill.
you're from?
I'm from Stanley.
Stanley. Oh, that's good.
I work at the Conservation Council of New Brunswick.
Okay, now I found out last night, I don't know what's going on, or we're always fighting against shale gas because it's not, it doesn't make sense to put put chemicals 2 miles down the earth and leave it there forever. I'm sorry, just something I don't. But anyway, never mind that. What's going on with this wastewater and Dieppe? Explain to me.
Sure. Well, there was a lot of wastewater from fracking operations both in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia.
Where does it come from in New Brunswick?
There was exploratory wells drilled in Elgin, New Brunswick in 2011, and some waste from Penobscot over the course of the time that they've been drilling there. It's very hard to know how much and where it actually has come from because we don't have access to records. And
are we talking like British Columbia?
No. We're talking New Brunswick and Nova Scotia.
No, we're not talking about high amount of money, like high amount of water, like British Columbia. What happened? The disaster, the mine.
Right. No, we're talking about 30 million liters.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay.
That's okay.
So
we need to know the context for what we're talking about.
Yeah. Where is that wastewater now?
The wastewater is currently in holding ponds in Dieppe, Nova Scotia, at a wastewater facility called Atlantic Industrial Services.
Is that the thing that they met the public in that area, and the cement company Lafarge was going to offer to get rid of it, use that water?
Yes.
So what happened there?
So that water's been sitting at that facility because the community in which that facility sits in, Colchester County, Nova Scotia, about a year ago decided that they would not allow that company to release that treated frac fluid into their municipal stormwater system. So that was the way that the company, once the water's treated in the facility, that's how they get rid of it, release it back into the environment.
They wanted to put it in the Bay of Fundy.
Yes, the system, the sewer sanitary system is connected eventually to the Bay of Fundy. So when that community passed the resolution to not allow that, the company was all of a sudden stuck with this situation.
Remember that? With
a backlog of treated waste that they could no longer release locally.
And they had it covered in tarps?
I'm not sure of the local context for how it was stored. But basically the company shopped around in Nova Scotia for a while to figure out what they're going to do with this waste. There was a possibility that the community of Windsor, Nova Scotia was going to accept it kind of in the same fashion as Dieppe, where they would release it through their stormwater system. Apparently they decided not to after reviewing it and deciding it wasn't worth the liability and responsibility for potential problems. So again, the company is stuck with all this water to deal with. So apparently now we know that they've approached the government of New Brunswick and made an application, submitted an environmental impact assessment registration to bring that water from Dieppe, Nova Scotia to a release facility in Dieppe. So it's not a treatment facility. There's no treatment facility in Dieppe. It's strictly an old facility that still has an active operator's license. This company would take over that license. They would bring this water to that facility, to that site location, and they would release it. So it doesn't require...
it in the river, Pretty Good Yak River?
You know what? I can honestly say I'm not exactly sure the kind of how it connects. It eventually makes its way into the Bay of Fundy. I'm not sure of the local geography of where that site location is, and what stream or what environment.
And when they say public environmental impact assessment, is the one-on-one issue. Oh, let me show you how it's done. Oh, there's no problem. This open house that they call it.
Yeah, we have a really big problem with the environmental impact assessment process. It's really flawed. We feel that it's very flawed, particularly when it comes to the public consultation or the lack of ability for the community to be involved in these types of decisions. And I think because, you know, this situation, the wastewater, it's related to this bigger issue of shale gas and fracking, which people are so engaged with. I think that it makes sense that we, you know, add this piece to the bigger discussion. It's all the same A to Z. We drill a well, we create waste. We've got to have a plan to deal with it.
So when are they going to start doing this?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think I read that they would plan to truck 2 to 3 truckloads a day for 2 years to be able to get this.
So when it will start?
This year? I mean, it will start when the company wants to. They're complete control of the process. The province still has to approve the application to the environmental.
And you could appear in front of Dieppe City Council.
What's that, sorry?
You could appear in front of Dieppe City Council to voice your objection like they did in Nova Scotia.
If they bring it to that level of discussion, I'm not sure what the municipality there has planned for bringing this to a public discussion. You know, at the end of the day, it's the province, the Department of Environment, whose responsible for receiving the application and for approving it or denying it. So, you know, the municipality of Dieppe is, you know, in a little bit of a challenging situation because they're not in full control of whether or not the province approves it or denies it.
The battle against shale gas continues.